Nice place for a coffee stop.
Let's go in then.
This village is called Kivellia.
That one is at the side of it, yeah. Well done. What's it called? The War of Independence was all over, they had their freedom. The 4 cannon were actually eventually taken down and taken to Kalamata and put in the War Museum. And this village here stamped their foot and said, they're ours. So Kalamata gave them one back. Ask any Greek person who are their 2 biggest heroes. Okay? They will always say, for ancient times, it was Alexander the Great. Modern times, it was Theodoros Kolokotronis. Okay, you're all going, should I know him? 400 years of occupation. Okay, the Turks never managed to settle down here, but they tried to invade many, many times. So you had a huge amount of resistance fighters down here, which basically were the men of the Mani. You can imagine, yeah? So the Turks are getting rather annoyed with these people because they were led by Theodoros Kolokotronis. Before him, his father, okay, Constantino Kolokotronis. So the Turks sent him 500 soldiers by boat across the other side of these mountains, a place called Githio, and they came over with the sole purpose to capture Constantino Kolokotronis. And of course, with all these hiding places around here, it took a while. But in the end, they managed to capture him. And they cut off his head and sent it further up to a place called Tripoli in the middle of the Peloponnese, okay? And that was a sign of, we've got him, and that's when they got their payment. So his wife had 3 children. And she was staying here in this village and around. And she hid her children underneath her skirt and went up and over this hill just here to the next village, and they stayed there for about 10 years, okay? And we'll be going through that village later. And she said to her son, you will avenge your father's death. So he grew up, Theodoros Kolokotronis. And now we have the 1821, I nearly forgot, 1821, we have the start of the War of Independence that started just down a little bit further down here. Theodoros Kolokotronis was part of the big plan and the general for this, and they marched with the men of the Mani up and along that main road to Kardamili, yeah, gathered more men of the Mani, and then they marched on to Kalamata, and Kalamata became the first free city in the whole of Greece for the War of Independence. Kolokotronis was imprisoned a few times, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, after 5 years of war, he was a very well-known general. And he ended up in where? Parliament. Okay? A member of Parliament. So you have Alexander Commondoros, who grew up here, the Prime Minister. You have Theodoros Kolokotronis, who was brought up here and over the hill. Both now Parliament. In the new... Unbelievable, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So anyway, where is Constantino Kolokotronis buried? Well, his body, not his head. Just him. At school, he said, my hair on my arms is up. He said, I never realised he was buried here. Yeah. So if you look at the graves, all the names are Kivellos, Kivellia, okay, all of them here. It's